Dragon Drop Podcast.
Welcome back to the Dragon Drop Podcast. This is episode 10. We appreciate you guys stopping in. Smash that like button and hit us with a comment. You got to put it on for the pod here. So last week we had episode 9. We were looking for 83, 85 views.
I think we crushed it.
We crushed it. 123?
127.
Oh
and that was
God.
early on. That was like a couple days or some
dude.
shit. We got a bunch.
In the first week, 127
This
views.
is
Thank
heat.
you.
That is as many views as our first episode has right now. So
Whoa.
You guys know the deal. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on all the services. We got an Instagram. We got a YouTube. We got an X because nobody's on that platform, but you got to be there.
you gotta be.
And a sneak
And no
peek,
one calls it X.
we got a
They got
Discord
rid of the
coming.
Twitter URL. It is actually X now. When you type in Twitter, it changes.
No
it.
one calls it that though.
Yeah, it's still Twitter.
But that's funny.
It'll always be Twitter. X doesn't even sound good.
What's really weird about X is when I
That's
go
what
to the
it should-
website, because I do for the pod,
It's like Pornhub.
I feel like I'm going to a porn site. The way that
Yeah.
it loads, I'm like, it feels like that's
Should I
what
be here right now?
right.
Should I even look at this? Is this okay?
X.com.
Do I have my private browser on? My private tab?
I wonder
Yeah,
if
this
they
is the
got
variety podcast. We talk about whatever, whenever. We try to keep it relevant, current topics, but it
This
what
is
it
the
is.
news.
We're the news.
I guess
You
so.
come to us for your weekly news on Fridays. Stop in. You can count on us at 12:15. We're dropping on YouTube, and then the rest of the services drops probably a little later because I got to do it. And you know how your boy is on Fridays, so
I could do it. You want me to do it?
post
Yeah.
it to all the platforms.
Oh yeah, I just gotta sign into them. But biggest news of the day, of the year. Of
What's
the
our
decade.
date today?
Bum, bum,
Today is May
bum.
30th, 2024. And this afternoon, this guy, boom, was found guilty. It was great watching it because, they just said count 1, guilty. Count 2, guilty. Count 3, guilty. Count 4, all the way up to 34.
Damn.
I was expecting maybe five or so of the 34 guilty, but he was convicted on all 34 charges.
So I thought they would just let him go, but I don't even fully understand what all the charges are for.
Right. Well, we got Bill here to do
He
a deep
stole
dive.
documents.
So
No.
withheld
This
documents
is
at his
not
house.
that case. This
Oh, shit. Yeah, he's got like 4 going on at
this
once.
case was for the hush money for Stormy Daniels when he paid off the porn star.
So he was guilty on all 34 counts, and it was guilty of falsifying documents to cover up a payment to silence a porn star ahead of the 2016 election. So Stormy Daniels before 2016 was getting on Donald Trump, don't tell the people that we coitused, right?
Do you
Don't
know
tell
when
the
they
people.
did it though, man? It was like a month after Barron was born.
I mean, he's a billionaire. I mean, is this like something that really, but he's like, kind of like, go away to
Yeah,
Stormy
if your
Daniels.
wife's not putting out, it's just natural man instinct, I think.
That's true. She's holed up, with, let's just be kind of blunt here, a wound,
What was
down
the
there.
time frame like for that though? And versus 2016 versus when that occurred?
I think this was 2006.
10 years.
Yeah.
But now it's
mean,
2024. That was almost
It's
20
interesting
years
she
ago.
comes out conveniently right before he's got his shit going on like that.
I mean, it's also interesting that Melania has not showed up to a single day of Trump's trials.
She's busy.
She has massage appointments.
He has
Yeah.
nothing going on.
Massage.
Massage appointments. She's busy.
She has a chef.
She's
busy
writing a
talking
book.
shit about Christmas. Man,
Does she?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Is that a
what?
thing?
she was caught on tape talking shit about Christmas. Pretty random.
I don't think anyone can agree with that. That is blasphemy in all kind of cultures.
That is.
She was mad that she was expected to set up choose a Christmas tree
Mhm.
design for the White House.
Yeah,
Here's the-
sometimes people don't like setting up parties, and that's wrong.
Here's the
You
thing.
gotta be
Here's the thing
about
about Trump, though. He can still run and win and hold office.
But he can't
So-
vote for himself.
Can't vote for himself. So 34 felony charges, and there's I would say, a pretty good chance that he could be the next president.
Yep. Convicted felon Donald Trump. And this is his new title. No longer former president. It's convicted felon Donald Trump.
Dude, throw it on your CV.
I think this is going to help him. Like, they're already sending out emails for, like, fundraising off this. That's what they always do.
The PR is insane. They're playing it like as if it's negative PR, but there's a good portion of people that take this like positive PR.
Yeah, but it also sets up the precedent that the next trials he'll also be found guilty, because like people were not expecting for this one. This is supposed to be like one of the weakest cases.
Oh, he's got a bunch of cases.
He's got like 4 or 5 more.
So if he wins the presidency, do they have to like kind of hold his trials, or does he have to go to court as the president?
He's
I think
definitely.
he's got better things to do.
I think what they think he's going to do is pardon himself.
Oh,
Which I don't think you're supposed to or be allowed to do that.
He's like, my 34 felonies, they're gone.
They're gone.
Wipe them away.
Yep.
How many felonies does like Hitler have? Is he worse than Hitler?
Oh, dude. He honestly, millions
I
of felonies.
Well, you see, Hitler killed himself before he was able to be charged. So
right, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he's the first president.
Argentinian move.
Trump's the first president ever to be charged or convicted of anything. Because like the last one was Nixon, but Nixon was a quote unindicted co-conspirator. So like he was part of a conspiracy, but they didn't charge him. They just left him unnamed in like the Watergate stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. I wondered about the Watergate, like how they pinned on that guy.
Okay,
That poor son of a bitch.
this is a good contrast against Trump. Think about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. Okay, similar kind of thing. But he's the president, the sitting president, right?
In which ways is this similar?
Because Trump was off with some, other fanny, it's very similar because they were trying to use Stormy Daniels, or she was trying to use it for attention and money and like something to defame him. This is why this guy's not trustworthy, and
everyone knows Trump's trustworthy. Without this, he was fully trustworthy.
He's a character for sure.
Oh man.
Sometimes you gotta lie,
you
right?
When shady shit in his presidency.
You're on the way up.
I saw something that said that all the NDAs that were signed for the Apprentice show are expiring. So there like might be a clip of him saying the N-word out there now.
Nice.
They're like three former contestants of the Apprentice who are all black are coming out talking about stuff that happened during the show.
There's a lot of juice there, I'm sure.
Yep. Anyways, let's move on. That's enough of this.
That's pretty sweet, though.
Okay, let's set up this video here, Bill.
So this is a guy. He has a disease. I think it's not cerebral palsy, but it's kind of like that as a neurological disorder. And his name is BB890, and his hands hurt, I think is what it is. So he crushes cans to help it's like fibromyalgia or something, and so he's got like literally probably thousands of videos of him crushing cans, but this one's from 2010. Can crush on my head BB890's webcam video.
Hello everybody. Hello everybody. Look, I'm gonna crush it on my head.
Why?
I'm gonna crash it on my head.
I feel like he's squeezing it.
He's not even like getting the full, velocity.
He's just squishing it.
You try that out, see how good that feels. That's hardcore.
I don't think I would do this.
He's got thousands of can crush videos.
I crushed it on my head. Wow, I did.
Oh man.
One thing that's interesting about cerebral palsy is when I was in college, there was a dude with that,
everybody.
And he would come in reeking of weed. And one day the professor got all mad and was like, people gotta be coming in here. And because he like tried to allude, not like call him out right away that someone was high, and then the dude just stood up and was like, given my condition, I'm not normally functional unless I'm high. And then the teacher just shut up, because what is he gonna say? But he's like, I'll come in tomorrow without my medication and we'll see how things go. And he literally did that, and he was just fidgeting too much. Like
Shaking.
it's just uncontrollable with his
Wow.
body. And they're all affected differently, but that was like a wake up to me. That's just like, yeah, you really don't know what people are going through, and the reasons they do shit. But that guy was cool and chill, and the teacher tried to like call him out. That guy was so embarrassed, the teacher.
Sometimes it's for like epilepsy too,
Sometimes it's for anxiety.
Sometimes it's what causes the anxiety.
I just like that they always say that if you got to de-stress, but then it's just
dude,
nowadays how crazy that shit is.
I have never felt like weed helps with anxiety. I don't
Me
know why
neither.
anyone would think that.
Yeah, I just never understood that either.
It only makes it worse. All right.
Oh, one thing. So he's got cerebral palsy. So before he's going to hit the bong and he's like shaking, and then he hits the bong and he's like,
yeah, I thought the same thing.
And then he just stills out.
Like,
You guys
honestly,
remember Walt Jr.?
Yeah. Walter Jr. from the Breaking Bad.
The most
I thought that
famous.
was really pretty good acting. He was kind of a bitch at moments, but like to put him in the show was like, I thought a really good move. Why would you have a normal kid? It's like it adds this dynamic.
yeah,
He did a really good job.
It's like putting Drake in there to fake a disability. That shit's whack.
Wait, does he? He's got a disability, doesn't he?
No, he's talking about Drake and Degrassi getting shot and being in a wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like using people like that is. I mean, I get that he got shot, but still, it's like, oh, he's paralyzed, but not really. It's like, oh, okay.
Is the wheelchair guy in Glee actually in a wheelchair?
I think so.
Man, multiple people from Glee died.
Like
I think 2 suicides and the one girl that she like jumped off a boat and then like her kid was with her and she like drowned. It was her and her kid.
I think
you remember that?
She was also on a bunch of drugs.
Oh, that'll happen. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them is a pedophile. One OD'd on heroin. One of them can't read. The joke is like the main girl can't read. Like she's illiterate.
It would be really weird to not be able to read because I've always been able to, and I don't know people that can't read.
You ever heard of
with AI? You won't need to.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
You're right.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. can't read.
That's weird.
He's pretty rich.
That seems like something you'd want to do.
I remember 50 Cent like challenged him to read like a single page of a Harry Potter book.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's sad, honestly.
But then he responded to 50 Cent with, record a single video of 50 Cent's children saying they love him. So,
oh, he beat his ass.
This guy is Floyd Mayweather Jr. is banned from one of the Grand Rapids hotels for trashing it.
I mean,
That's
sometimes
cool
you just got to go off, let some steam out. I could get banned from places, and I wouldn't, think too much of it. There's more places to go.
That's true. There's a lot more places.
You guys following the?
There's a misunderstanding. It's not a reflection of my character. It's just a misunderstanding. You guys weren't there. That's in the past, anyways.
Have you guys been following the Western Conference Finals for the NBA?
Jokic, Novik, or something. Jokic.
What's his name? Luka Doncic.
What about Kevin Durant?
Luka Doncic to me is so funny because he's like literally fat compared to the other guys, and like also a fun fact, he's Grandmaster in Overwatch right now.
Wow!
Instead of like exercising between games, he's playing like Reinhardt on Overwatch. He's a tank.
That's cool.
It's just a little interesting thing I saw happening. Game 5 is tonight.
Elasticity.
I would show a clip, but I don't think you're allowed to do that of basketball games.
What about KD?
I don't know. My sister's really into basketball right now, and like when we were camping over the weekend, we watched one of these games.
Was it cool?
Damn.
Yeah,
the TV.
No TV. We're doing it on our phones. Okay, but there's like 3 seconds left in a game, and he hit a 3-pointer, and he won the game with it. So it was pretty sick.
That's
Not
sweet.
KD.
Is Kevin Durant still playing basketball?
I think
kill
he's
death
the
ratio.
He's the
You're
man.
like, what's his Overwatch kill death ratio?
True.
More importantly, who cares about his threes, dude?
I don't know. Basketball is kind of like
Yeah, I don't
it's like
usually.
baseball.
It's not okay. It's
They're
definitely.
like walking. I don't know. I feel like the refs don't call the shit in basketball that they should, or is it like different in the professional games? Like, or maybe I
Oh,
misunderstand the
totally.
rules, but
It's a different game than
they
like
won't
high
walk
school.
and
Or
dribble as they should, or
yeah,
yeah, like
sometimes they're pounding to the rim, right to the paint, and they're just carrying the ball. There's like,
yeah,
and then they slam a dunk and everyone cheers. It's like this. Come on.
they like make exceptions or some shit. I don't get it, or maybe the rules are different. And when I was younger, we played a wrong game, but
All right, just watch. Let's see if I can get away with this one little clip. It's pretty sick. All right, there's like 10 seconds left in the game. Look how slow this guy is. This is him right here. Boom, hits the three, wins the game. Fattest player
Dang.
in the court. I'm impressed.
Is that Luka?
I think Luka Doncic is the best white player in
Is
the
he a
league.
point guard? Why was he out there?
I don't know what the fucking positions are, man. He shoots threes all the time.
Oh, that's a point guard.
Is it? Why wouldn't?
But he's fat and big. It's weird because like Jason Kidd was a point guard and he was like 5'9".
Guess who Luka Doncic's coaches?
Don Cheadle.
Ooh.
No, it's fucking
Oprah.
Jason Kidd.
Oh, oh, Jason.
It is Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Is that who I
I don't
called
know
out?
who that is.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Jason Kidd, one of the best white players 20 years ago.
Larry Bird.
That's like 40 years ago.
He's like one of the best players of all time, though.
If you're
He's
counting
in the conversation of.
if you're counting 19, yeah, but like the conversation now is like around comparing 80s and 90s basketball to now, and like they were terrible. They're just shooting air balls.
Well, the game was different. Nowadays, the game's so optimized. Like they only shoot from like a certain range. Where back then they would try to put more style in it. Get crazier with it. But now it's just a game of optimization. As is all sports,
Yeah.
really. But
Kind of
so it's a lot less interesting in that regard.
Defense is
The
over.
80s were way sexier than now.
Okay, did you see these games?
Well, just the 80s in general were sexy. Just because, like, there was no. I can look at Instagram at a million booties, but you go out and you see some girl on coke.
A million
and
booties a
she's-
minute.
Right, a million booties a minute. Just booties, just beep, 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 swiping through phones, dude. That's what we're here doing, I guess. What is this?
All right. Our favorite viewer Ian sent in some photos to share with the pod. So
Did he take the photos
yes, he did
with his iPhone?
I think he has a Panasonic Lumix GH4.
Ooh.
But this is
Sounds
compressed from the text message here. But he's got a family of ducks that laid some eggs in his backyard.
That's cute.
Some beautiful ducks here, and here's a mallard, a drake.
Is that the boy or a girl?
That's the boy. The boys have the green head. There's both of them together.
Oh, that's cute.
Yep. Look at that. He's just stepping off into the pool there.
That's a good picture.
And there's another one.
Wow. Looks like a fake duck.
Yeah. Well, let's accuse Ian of AI generating these ducks. He asked me if he sent him in if I show him on the pod, and I said yes. So.
Aw. Well, thanks for submitting. We appreciate you. And commenting. We know that you comment. We can see all your comments, by the way.
We thank you for your service.
It helps us. Make sure you share the pod with your grandma right now. Send it to your homies. Send it to your bullies. We already told you. This is the deal.
Send it to your bullies, man. It's more important.
We want the haters.
Well, we got haters, and that's for sure. But I'm honestly, I'm doggy paddling, almost like an overarm swing through the haters right now. Like they can hate on the pod all they want, and I'm doggy paddling right through them. Don't even matter.
Yeah. They're staying behind.
We don't actually have any haters. But
oh no,
There's
they
some,
comment.
There's one guy that commented on that short. Yes, he didn't like the idea of Dinky Casas.
He was mad.
It was kind of surprising because like it was
You're not
obviously
going to take care of the veterans.
It's obviously a joke. let's pull up the Dinky Casa. Okay, the Dinky Casa here. Where is the volume on this? Where-
Right to the left or to the right of that, the
the-
play button.
oh, look at that! Look at that right there. All right.
Our icon hides it. People have to play it on
And
full
it's
volume.
honestly, it's $1 billion idea. The border is getting just hammered right now, right? We get some land and then we create like a Sunset Ridge, so like a little like a
Trailer park.
like a trailer park, but it's with tiny homes, and we call it Dinky Casas. And then you've got hundreds of tiny homes that are aimed at migrants and people that are trying to make their way, their first home in America. Dinky Casas.
All right. So you hear that? Would you respond with positivity or negativity? Let's see here. This how do I show this whole thing here? The comment is all the way over on the screen. I wasn't prepared for this. Why can't it be right
Copy and
below?
paste it
You know,
into a
like
text.
control scroll wheel.
Oh, that's a good idea.
All right, there we go. Okay. This guy comments, "Oh, you're gonna pay for all that, right? Will these be special sections made for Middle Eastern terrorists and Chinese spies, or should the hardworking South American folks that actually want to make a life live with the gangbangers, spies, and suicide bombers? We won't home our vets, but we should home our immigrants." Oh man. These are future free homeowners going to. Are these future? There's so many typos in this. Oh man.
Fooder.
Well,
Says your idea sucks, Bill.
here's the thing. He starts off with the wrong question. He's saying that I'm going to pay for it all. No, I'm saying it's capitalism in America, and it's a business. They're buying their own house. It's their Dinky Casa, not mine. I'm just supplying Dinky
Supplying the
Casas.
opportunity.
Right. It's an affordable housing for. I mean, we know America's housing is not affordable, but you throw up a bunch of Dinky Casas. I mean, it's something that they can afford. They can't afford anything else. It's a
I
service.
love
It's
the comment
capitalism.
about like the vets.
I'm here to
Because
win.
like with the vets, like it's just a job. You know, like anyone going into the army and shit, getting paid. So it's just a job. Like what?
I think
Why did they get more?
because they could
you
die,
know?
they could die. But like the thing about that is like the people that always say, "Oh, we shouldn't pay for this because we're not paying to help the vets." They also vote for the people that don't help the vets. You know?
Who's that?
What I need to say?
Well, I'm assuming that it's the Republicans who
I
don't pay
wanna
for the
hear it.
vets, but I don't know.
Well, the
Did you
guy,
hear it come out of your mouth?
the fucking Jon Stewart is the one out there getting like funding for burn pit cancer. Okay,
Is that a Democrat?
you think Jon Stewart, the comedian, is right wing?
Oh, I
would
thought you were talking
say-
about John Fetterman.
No, like in
I would say
Iraq,
Jon-
they had to like make these big burn pits right next to their bases, and everyone's just inhaling smoke. So like a bunch of people, including Joe Biden's son, Bo Biden, who died 9 years ago today, got brain
Ooh,
cancer
Bo
from
Biden.
it.
Ooh.
So relevant stuff.
Who's a contributing factor?
Oh yeah.
I would say Jon Stewart's a moderate. Is that
What?
not an appropriate assumption?
I call him center left. He's definitely not far left.
He's an extremist.
I like Jon Stewart. He's back hosting the Daily Show, man. It's good again.
You know what's interesting? That a lot of religions, I think most, look at Jesus as being, like another prophet, right? But only Jesus says that he's the one. Or
That is Christianity.
do other ones say they're the one?
Oh yeah, Islam says Muhammad's the one.
Oh, okay. So we now have
Judaism
Jesus saying
says
he's the
Moses.
one.
It's Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad are the three ones.
Who follows Moses?
Jews.
Oh, okay. And Moses was the one with the either part of the Red Sea, or he was the one part of Red Sea.
Yep.
And then led the Jews away from harm's way.
Yep.
But then they led them to the Romans, who eventually persecuted them. And then Hitler.
I think that was thousands of years later.
It's God time though.
God,
It's
yeah,
not
it's
human time.
compressed.
It's the story of the Jews and the history.
I
We
don't
got
know.
Jesus. We got Muhammad.
Only Dan here knows Bible lore, really, right?
I mean, if you read the Quran versus the Bible, there's so many similarities. It's kind of crazy. But I was thinking in terms of, Jesus was found guilty. who else today did we talk about who was found guilty?
Yeah,
I'm not going to explicitly, outline that.
dying
but
for our sins, dude.
yeah, I mean, there's maybe an alignment there, numerology or something.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. Sometimes he uses
Yeah.
evil to cause good. That is the actual thought process behind defending him.
Do you think? See, I always picture Jesus would be more like a wide receiver, but do you think that there's a chance that Jesus was built like a lineman?
He was a carpenter, so
are you
he
talking
was,
Probably
about?
more
probably
wide receiver
a
than
nice fit guy.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, probably
Korean
not
Jesus?
lineman,
Talking about Korean Jesus, or are you talking about American Jesus?
but
Korean
I like how you
Jesus.
just readily pulled that up, please. What the hell?
It was there, man.
He looks
Korea-
white.
No, Korean Jesus has abs, man.
But the thing is, Jesus was a Jew, so he would look like Jewish people, right?
Yep. But do all
Weird.
Jewish people look the same? I don't know about that. Okay. Look at the abs on this Jesus right here, man. This Korean Jesus has abs.
Why is it?
Rock
Oh,
hard.
dude, that's insane.
There's a lot of Korean Christian churches, and their version of Jesus is fucking ripped.
You literally can't get that way unless you're not natty.
Not natty.
Like unless you're Brock Lesnar, who's probably not natty, or you're just not
Well,
natty.
Brock
Like you can't get
Lesnar-
that physique.
Brock Lesnar was he failed the drug test for MMA, didn't he? So he wasn't natty.
Right. Would you guys ever take testosterone?
Only if it was my levels were super low. I watched that Ric Flair Theo Von thing, and he said his levels were super low, and he was gonna die, and he feels a lot better after.
Yeah, there's a variation of testing though, so there's different ways you could test it. So I think the reads can be skewed in the doctor's favor, prescribing you shit, but most often they're probably not even gonna want to go for that. You got to go to the right doctor, and then on top of that too, it's just, do you really want to take hormones? What kind of hormone therapy is that gonna do to you? Would you rather try to do it naturally? There's a lot of ways you can naturally increase that.
If you take testosterone, you're trans, right?
That's
True.
That's my outlook. Why would you try to cheat? You know what I mean? It's like taking steroids. Just try to
See-
do shit more naturally, and then you're gonna feel better about it anyways. I'm sure if you're deficient to the extent where the doctor recommends it, I mean they're gonna recommend shit anyways. But in certain cases, yeah, it could help. But
Bill, do you
you
think
need
that
overall changes, because even if you go off of it, your body's not gonna naturally, produce that. So you can never really get off of it and feel that way again.
do you think that it's the cause of Joe Rogan's weird gut?
That's human growth hormone.
It is actually the hormones causing that. Because his
Yeah.
body looks weird, like Elon.
You gotta take both. It's like a balance.
Yeah, see, I think that the
That's not Rogie.
I said it's weird, like Elon's.
his
Oh, yeah.
body is more like
Look at that though, dude.
Um,
Look at Zuck's body.
dude, Zuck is fit as
That's
hell,
AI.
dude.
It's not AI, dude. Zuck is really
Yeah, it
into
is.
MMA.
I feel like his head's the same width as his neck, which is a weird look.
He's
But
got
probably
the
a
body of
good-
kings.
Yeah,
Barrel
good look for
chested.
like a man to have a wide neck.
Yeah, what right here? This is what I'm talking about. What happened to Joe Rogan's stomach?
He's
man?
just getting punched in the stomach, dude. That's a part of
From
fight training.
He doesn't
you know?
actually
Well,
fight, does he? What do you
Human
mean?
growth hormones permanently increases the size of your organs, so it's really his organs have increased in size,
Yeah.
so that it's in a small frame like he has. We all know that he's
It's like a beard
bit
cut.
of a small man.
Is this Joe Rogan?
He'll probably tear my head off though, so I can't say he's a small man. But
Here's the thing:
He can
if
reach your
you-
head.
if you're getting low T right as a man, isn't that God saying, you're kind of transgender? You're actually more of a mute man at this point. and to that point, by taking testosterone, you're actually kind of transgender because you're like getting to the middle where you're kind of genderless almost, except for you still have a penis physically, but penis and balls, but they just kind of aren't, giving you the juice that you used to have.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe I should get tested though, because that would be an interesting
Yeah, I should
panel to
too.
read.
But
But
It's about that time.
My
You
fear
tried.
is that the testosterone is for sure gonna make you lose your hair.
Well, I think first, when you learn that
I'm
you have
not
low
worried about hair,
testosterone,
so that's okay.
I
you
got nothing
approach it
else.
from a holistic standpoint by exercising, squats, literally squats can increase testosterone, and then eating certain things, your diet, do those things first before jumping to pharmaceuticals. That's just my opinion, and that's how I approach life in a lot of ways. Is how can we do this holistically? And things take a long time too. So like if you have a problem today and you start trying really hard at exercising and stuff, it's the long game. It's a lifestyle. You do it over months and months and years. It's a lifestyle change,
Yeah, because those
So
supplements, they're not like who you are. You have to like you're saying, your lifestyle, your physical body, treat that more as sacred and change it for the betterment of your physical body and your mind. And
yeah,
that'll stay,
True.
long term.
There's my exercise.
That's
for the day.
important.
diet and exercise.
And also, they did a study where staring at women's booties helps increase your test. So,
Is that true?
Ooh, baby.
don't stare at them. Don't look for more than 3 seconds, but you can glance. Nice 2 seconds.
Have they
Dude,
done
a
like
million a
Tests might
minute on
be-
your phone, your test is just like
Yeah,
have they done like a
crazy
porn
Instagram
addict
now.
testosterone study?
I think it's got to be like physically in front of you, because then you kind of like pass through like the pheromones and shit, and that'll like what will be sparking it. But you got to like affiliate that to the physical viewing of it too.
All right, so some guy fell into an airplane engine. What the
Helping you
hell,
out.
Bill?
So I thought this was interesting because, as I mentioned, I've been to Amsterdam. I did
Dang.
partake with a lady that looked like she had diseases, and anyway, yeah, somebody was leaving Schiphol Airport here in Amsterdam and fell into the engine and died. So just be careful out there, guys. I know that a lot of us are flying here pretty regularly, and just to let you know, airports, you might get sucked into the engine and then spit out the other side like a wood chipper.
I think
So
they're going against protocol, standard action. Maybe they didn't get the right
yeah,
communications, but there's got to be the intuition.
It's
In
not.
Where's the
Amsterdam,
protocol?
maybe they're getting high on job, and then they're just, I don't know.
Why is it
True.
not clear if he was a passenger or employee? That's a big difference.
Yeah, they don't want to say it's an employee because then it makes their airline look incompetent.
You think it was one of those guys that hold the little orange thingies? He just kind of just walked into the.
You're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
you're good.
Stop.
Oh man, like it seems like it was parked and they just had the engines on.
That's the way to go, though. That's kind of cool.
All right.
Flying sucks, honestly, because you get
Yeah,
on a plane
I
and you
never
don't
wanna
know
fly.
like when you're actually going to leave. Like you're supposed to leave at a certain time, but you might sit there literally an hour, and the guy will come on and just say like, and
You know,
then it's like, all right, we're leaving at some point. You can't even hear him. Sit there for an hour.
You got to get on a good flight. Like, it's got to be Delta or better. You can't get cheap flights anymore. That shit's just pure misery because it's already bad. But
Amen.
the way air flights and that and ports are going, it's just a bad experience all around.
luckily someone's doing something about it.
Biden, what did he do?
Biden and Harris, they're announcing rules requiring automatic refunds of airline tickets if they're either delayed more than like 4 hours or they're canceled.
I mean,
And you
fix
have to get-
Ticketmaster, and
You have to get they're also doing that.
that's sweet
They're-
because that's a huge problem.
Yes, they're getting rid of junk fees from Ticketmaster, making it so you have to show the full price, including fees.
But
Shit's
that
getting
airplane
getting
thing,
done,
though,
man.
that's gonna fuck up the airline business. I feel like, or how are they
Well,
gonna
fuck 'em.
justify that?
Dude, if it
People
makes
want to fly, though. I mean, it's not me. It's just
it makes them stay on time.
it's gonna be more competitive to be on time and make mistakes. Probably is what I
No,
have to
I
worry
mean-
about.
No, you make the mistakes, they shut your airline down, or they shut your plane down. That's what they do with the 737 Max or whatever.
Yeah,
Why-
yeah.
Here's a good question. Why don't we want public airlines?
People don't like the government running stuff because people assume the government doesn't try very hard.
That's a good assumption.
But at the same time, government's way more regulated, and a lot of places do have government-run transportation, and it's way better.
Yeah, I like how the government regulates gas and oil so we don't have free fuel. Like there was a big discussion a while ago about the farmers using corn and like making their own fuel off the alcohol.
That's not
and
the
that.
same. It's not as the octane's not as high, man. It's like 85. You got to have an
They
89
said
minimum.
it burns and it's more pollution, but they were just making free fuel to. I think that was like tied to the prohibition. That was like more what the prohibition was.
Dude, I'm not putting E85 into my car. You go ahead.
I'm not either.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They made it this way, so you pretty much have to use the right gas. But things could be different. You could have. I mean,
what they should do, dude, is just say fuck it to every other oil that in the rest of the world and just drill the shit out of Texas and make all of
which reserve has ever gone dry? Has there ever been oil that's gone dry?
You see, when I was in elementary school in the 90s, they told me there wouldn't be any rainforest left by 2020. Okay, we would be out of oil by 2025. Definitely not.
You think about
close.
How much is up in Canada, and it's an uninhabitable land. Canada has so much natural resource.
I think what they should do is do what they're doing with like the Bolts and the Volts EVs, where it's like you get like 50 miles on a charge and the rest of it's gas. Like, to me, that's the ideal solution.
That's kind of a good idea, but then you have two engines to maintain unless you can integrate them. They're kind of two separate
forcing
engines.
you to be limited on how
Are they
far
separate?
you can go, where you can recharge. I mean, that's limiting your freedom ultimately. I don't like that.
Well, they're all the Biden administration is also developing infrastructure, so they have chargers everywhere right now. They thought of that.
Yeah, but they can just be like, well, you've charged too. Like, how much is electricity going to be impacted off that shit then too? I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely. I don't think you can integrate a
shit.
gasoline engine and a EV engine. They're completely separate.
Yeah,
What about the Chevy fucking Volt?
They would have two separate engines.
Does
right?
it?
They're getting rid of the Chevy Bolt.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. How's the Volt?
Maybe their powertrain, like it charges a battery and their powertrain goes through the axle instead of having an engine or something. So I know that there's like regenerative braking and stuff where you have like hybrids.
My car has that. Yeah.
But if you're gonna have one full engine that can run completely EV and then one full engine that can run completely gas, I don't know that those can be. Unless
right here. This is it, man. The Volt,
what is it?
The Volt operates a pure battery electric vehicle until its battery capacity drops to a predetermined threshold from full charge. From there, internal combustion engine powers an electric generator to extend the vehicle's range as needed.
Oh, so it's not a gasoline engine; it's a gasoline generator within your car.
It looks like
that's interesting.
So there is just one engine, man. It's already been solved.
That's interesting.
My sister's got a Volt. Still, it's like a 2011 or something, and it still runs.
How many cars does she have?
3.
No way.
Shit. Oh, she's got the Biz. So, yeah.
I think she's got the Silverado for the Biz, the Forerunner for the camping, and the Bolt for the commuting for
damn
her girlfriend. It's 2 of them.
That's pretty sweet.
I was thinking about the Bolt though, man. The Bolt. I saw one on the road the other day, and it was
they
not
just
that bad.
called that. They're not making that shit anymore.
No, they're not making the shitty ones. There is a new
Spark.
They're remaking them.
Yeah, they're changing it. Yeah, rebranding it.
There's a new Equinox as well, but Equinox is made in Canada, so fuck that.
Maybe.
I buy American
better
made.
Than Mexico. I don't know.
You want American made, you buy Toyota.
Those are the new Tacomas are made in Mexico, dude.
Yeah, but like the RAV4 is made in like Kentucky.
Yeah, you gotta pick the right model, I guess.
Oh, I think didn't I have a link for Kentucky? It was Hyundai.
Yeah,
Hyundai in Alabama.
Where's right there? U.S. sues Hyundai and others over child labor at Alabama parts plant. So as young as 12, I would.
We're working in Alabama.
13,
making Hyundai parts.
You know, in
middle school.
I think it was Arkansas. In Arkansas, they lowered the age so that like 16-year-olds could work until like midnight.
Here's the thing: I feel like if a kid wants to work,
the children yearn for the mines. Okay.
Honestly, I wanted like a paper route. I got a paper route. Tried to sell like lemonade, but it was more like returning cans. That's how I got my revenue. I wanted money, so it's like if I could go get a job,
Yeah, I tried getting a job at a younger age, and no one would hire me because I was too young. So I ended up doing like dog training,
It was also the Great Recession.
yard work.
You're talking 2009, Dan.
No, that was when he
This
graduated.
was
so
before that. I
probably
graduated in
2000.
10, so
2002.
You gotta get that fifth grade job.
Yeah, when you're 12, 13, like these kids here. You think they're
Yeah.
totally against their will? I feel like it's not slavery. The kids kind of wanted a job, and they're like, helping out.
So you're
Playtime's
advocating for there to be jobs for 13-year-olds.
I would
the opportunity,
say,
if people want it, give
Yeah,
them
if-
that freedom.
if the parents
Nothing wrong with that.
and the kid, like, it's hard to, what's the line of the kid really wants a job because he wants it, or is it because of some other factor and force? That's a hard thing. That's probably why the kids can't have jobs. But I think I wanted a job when I was a kid. So, like, that's where I'm coming from, is like, there's kids out there that would work, and I think that that's kind of okay. But you can exploit children, and that's where it's a problem.
Probably comes into an issue with like the guardianship, because legally it's also just not the like young adults, idea and freedom. Like they're overseen by their guardian. So
I think there's like a mowing app out where like kids can mow your lawn like Uber. So that
Okay.
Yeah, so you just like book it and some like 15-year-old shows up.
And that's not child labor.
Oh, that's absolutely.
factory work's probably different though because of the conditions and hazards. But
Sure.
hazard depending, you don't want a young kid dealing with something that could potentially injure themselves or other people or customers.
I think it should be like 16. Like the kid, like if a kid is trying to get a job on their own, the minimum age should be 16. But if a kid has like parents' consent, it should be like 13. Because like they let little kids work at Chinese buffets. That's how you can tell they're good. If there isn't a kid out front, like taking your card, that's not a good Chinese buffet. If the kid doesn't do his homework and ask you about Pokemon cards, it's not a good Chinese buffet.
Yeah, they're doing homework at the work. Yeah.
So it sounds like you're in support of child labor.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
For family businesses, yeah.
Ooh,
But that is already the law. That is already the exemption.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was illegal. Like they were sketching.
No, that's why they're allowed to have the Asian kids out front.
I didn't know that was legal.
I wish my parents had a business that they could give me money for helping. Seems like such a logical thing to do. Way to go, Asians.
Well, not everybody's dad owns a dealership.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
I don't know anybody's dad who owns a dealership, but
You
I
did.
wish my dad did.
Yeah. Well,
What else we got?
Last weekend, a sequel to Mad Max Fury Road came out. This is technically the 5th in the franchise Mad Max.
Oh, look who it's got in it.
It's got Anya Taylor-Joy.
She's got the crazy eyes.
Yep. There they are. Okay. But
Dude.
this is the lowest grossing Memorial Day weekend release since 1984, which I believe was Indiana Jones.
That's weird that would have a bad release.
Yeah,
even during COVID. Wow. People want to watch it at home. I think they got conditioned. And nowadays, dude, the movies probably aren't hitting as good,
I saw someone
right.
saying like it costs $70 for a family of 4 to go see a movie right now.
You want nachos? Better pay $25 for a fucking small thing of nachos.
Cheese and chips.
You want a pretzel?
This is
$20
why
pretzel, bro.
only go to Phoenix theaters now because it's still $10 a ticket. Like,
is that good?
Yeah, how much are tickets nowadays? I mean, if that's the low end, what's the high end? Like
I remember
$4.20?
when I was like 18, going to the Lansing Mall 6 with I take my brother. It was like
$4.50.
Yeah, $4.50 a ticket.
Yeah, it was cheap like that, right?
And then it went up like $1 every 2 years.
That's because they add like, oh, you get the nice seats. You can lay down, and it's like a bed in there, or the sound system's so good. Pay an extra $15. Like that's probably why it's that way.
Yeah, but it's not that good anymore. Okay, let's see. Let's see how much it costs to buy a ticket to Furiosa or
Fury, the furry Fury
for tomorrow.
Shout out to the furries.
Or maybe Garfield, but let's see. Furiosa, let's go with 6:45 p.m. Let's go with these. Here's the best seats for here. The F row, F8, 9.
That's two forward, dude.
Okay, tickets are $14 a piece right now.
Ooh.
That
I-
seems like a deal. You better hop on that. Right
That's
now.
I actually
$30 for 2.
that's not crazy though.
Watch it at home, dude. You could probably stream this.
Yeah, in like a couple months you can. But yeah,
Oh, really? It's gonna take a while.
You can find it.
it depends. Yeah, know how this works, man. Like depending on the company. If it's a Warner Brothers movie, it's gonna go to Max. You know,
Oh, I didn't know any of this lore.
the
Is
lower.
this lore,
It's
or
true.
is it more of like categories?
Like Universal movies go to Peacock because it's Universal is owned by Peacock, or Peacock is
Nobody
owned by-
likes Peacock.
That's not true, man. Peacock's got wrestling on it now, which is great.
Ooh, WWE or
Yeah, dude. There's no AEW fucking sucks. Okay, TNA not good. What's the NXT is the D League for WWE, and that's the second best one.
my favorite moves in wrestling are when they smash their butts into somebody's face. Like if they jump off the turnbuckle, backflip with their butt onto somebody's face. That's like my favorite move. What do you got?
We got to get him in the wrestling hall. You done it now, Bill.
Oh,
Boom.
yes.
This is Naomi just hitting. This is Naomi's hip attack. Boom, dude.
That's her move. That's
Yes.
sweet. Just booty bouncing her. Dang, she's really good at that.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, wrestling, dude. Wrestling's real.
I like
She
that.
gets paid to do that. That's sweet.
Anybody who says wrestling is fake, like, doesn't have critical thought. Like, you can't look beyond. Maybe this is a performance art where people, actually do stuff.
Sure.
They train. They train hella hard to do it. I mean,
A lot of the female wrestlers are like former gymnasts now. It's Tiffy time, dude.
What does that mean?
Tiffany,
I like
Tiffy
it.
time?
Tiffany Stratton.
She's old, right?
No, she's brand new.
Dang, how old is she?
fresh.
Tiffy time.
Tiffy
I
time?
think she's maybe 25. I'll find a clip of her saying it's Tiffy time.
She looks like Hulk Hogan's daughter.
Ric Flair's daughter is actually one of the best female wrestlers.
Ooh. She looks like she takes testosterone.
And all I have to say now is it's Tiffy time.
It's Tiffy time.
That's
Okay.
so like
She's good though, dude. She really is.
she's good, nice.
She's-
Tiffy time.
Yeah, wrestling's
Looks
great.
good.
I probably didn't need to know about Tiffy time to be honest.
No.
We could have skipped over that. Oh, cut that out.
All right. Okay. ChatGPT has an update. Who cares? Tell us why we care, Bill.
So ChatGPT was at 3.1, and
Which means what?
Just the version, it was like a usable version where you can actually have conversations and ask it technical questions, and it was fairly usable. Like for a free product, it was pretty good. And then now they got this 4.0. I don't know what the styling is. It's like a 4 and a little O. Like you could call it just 4.0 because it was 3.1, but it's actually a full step up. And I can tell in the responses that it's like that much cleaner. It was like, I would say it was like 85% of the way there. And this pushes it like probably about to 90. That's kind of how I feel about it. And free.
Yeah, what's
you can
keeping
be a
these
power
things
user.
free?
Why does it say right here that right now, unless you're a power user, right now is a terrible time to sign up for ChatGPT Plus?
Maybe the plus isn't really worth it, but the free is still good.
Why is the O lowercase?
That's what I already said. It should be 4.0, but
it's like
they're
a 40 ounce.
It's not though.
4 ounce.
they're
that's
trying
Z.
to. It's
They're increasing interest. Everyone's
they're
curious
increasing
why. Yeah.
it's kind of
It's
Asian
shocking.
of them to do that, honestly.
Had to
Isn't
say
it
Asian at
Asian?
least once in the pod.
Hey,
I
last
think that was my
episode
second time.
skipped over it.
All right, but speaking of ChatGPT run by Sam Altman, their CEO asked Scarlett Johansson for permission to use her voice. Right? She said no, and then they did it anyway. That's kind of AI in a nutshell, right?
Here's the thing: AI knows what we want more than we do. So I think we lean into it, and we have AI. We just let AI be us, really.
I feel like that's only true though if you're so fucking basic that AI can predict what you like.
I mean, like the ads. You get personal ads.
Okay,
Right.
you already got
You
that. That's already a thing.
I mean, you're upstairs and you say, Greek yogurt or panties in the kitchen, and then you're
Chef
getting ads
Boyardee.
for panties on your phone.
You guys ever say SpaghettiOs just to see if it's listening? I have not seen
No.
a single Chef Boyardee ad yet.
Oh.
And I keep saying it.
I do. I type it. I
taunting
type it in. I say it, and it's not showing me Chef Boyardee.
They don't
That's
want to.
good.
They don't want to sell it anymore. They're like Chef Boyardee shouldn't even get sales. They're
My
trying to
conclusion
hold
is
it
Chef
down.
Boyardee is not even running ads.
It's not even food, really.
I don't know. I don't even like Chef Boyardee, man. It's like SpaghettiOs are so salty and just dry.
I
It's
tried
really
to eat a
weird.
whole can and I did it. It was hard. It was very hard, and I felt sick.
I used to get the it was like
Eat 'em
macaroni
cold,
meat,
dude.
but ravioli or whatever, SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, it's got the meat chunks in there. Yeah,
I used to kind of idolize, Chef Boyardee raviolis. Like I was like, this
it's
is
a
like
treat.
it was the treat. And nowadays, like I won't even eat it because it's
It's
like
crazy
basically
because like when you're
dog food.
younger, your taste buds are so much more sensitive. Where like vegetables taste like shit because it's so bitter.
Is that
And
why?
now, yeah,
I like
A
the
resident-
onions
that's
now.
why sugar is so good, dude. You fucking love sugar, but nowadays you're like, yeah, vegetables are okay. Sugar is mid, like.
I don't like sugar.
But now it's weird that it's like Chef Boyardee. It's not good. Like, what is that? You know?
I got an
I like
important
sugar in
clip here.
moderation.
An important clip.
Nobody wants to admit to eat 9 cans of ravioli, but I did. I'm ashamed of myself. But the first can doesn't count. And then you get to the second, and then the third, and fourth and fifth. I think I burned with the blowtorch, and then I just kept eating. I mean, nobody.
That's sweet.
Oh, I fucking
Ravioli
love Ricky,
challenge,
dude.
dude. Got to have the can challenge pretty soon.
We should do it on the pod. We should do who can eat a can of ravioli fastest on the pod.
I feel like
That
the
would be cool.
raviolis are easier than SpaghettiOs, maybe. But
You
if
can
your
swallow
willpower
'em.
is strong,
If you got raviolis, you can literally swallow them with like half a chew, just like on the way down, just half a chew, and then each one just swallow.
I think you get away with not chewing at all.
Right, you're just swallowing.
yeah. Make them into
We should
ice
do that.
cubes. Pour it into an ice cube tray and pop it in your freezer.
How do you guys feel about hot Cheetos?
That shit's gross, dude. I can't do that shit.
I bought these for my nephew, but I'll buy more.
I
It's
think they're
like
good.
they taste nice, but it's just you eat it and for what? Like
It's
I can't
trash
eat that
food.
shit anymore.
Just regret.
I don't
Yeah,
ever buy
it
it.
is.
but
It makes you feel physically regretful, mentally regretful, maybe after the physical experience. It's pain.
All right.
Pleasure in, pain out.
Bill, you had a story about a VHS clothesline?
Oh yeah, VHS Clothesline. So I was thinking, I wanted to build this contraption where you take a VHS cassette and then you put it up on a clothesline and then you take the little film out, and what you do is you run it on the line and you build some little goggles that are on like it's almost like a little track that you're pulling a rope that's on a pulley, and it's pulling the VHS tape past your little goggles so you can like watch the movie outside when you're like running the this is like if you don't have a DVD player or whatever, but do you guys get what I'm saying? That you could probably
Yeah.
watch your movie if you had little goggles and you ran the thing.
That'd be a
across your
long
eyes.
time pulling that though, and for the frames to be good, you really gotta want it to get it to play right. But that's a cool thought. Hell yeah.
Yes.
I wonder how the
that
light
one.
would be affected. Like when those are in there, are they like blasted with light, or I guess I never like pulled one out and looked through it.
I don't really know how the VHS works, honestly. I just know there's tape in there.
This concept you're talking about was a thing called horse in motion. It's called
Yeah.
a zoopraxiscope. Like this is a thing.
Well, that's what I think that we should do with a VHS tape.
Like this is imagine this is the VHS tape here, the images.
Yeah.
You spin it and you can see it in motion. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's
But
cool.
why VHS tapes?
Because that's like probably our closest relative to what we could do. Because after that, it was DVDs. You can't do it on DVD. You can't do it on a thumb drive. You can't do it on a YouTube. We're talking VHSs. You can't do it on a.
You could do it.
There's like a
CD?
market. Instead
Film.
of CDs, people like vinyls. This is like a throwback kind of tribute, new tech thing.
I think it's because vinyls last longer though, because like CDs degrade after like 20 years. I had like
I got it.
I had like a lot of CDs I got from my uncle who like would burn video games, and we had like a couple hundred burned games, and like they rot out in the middle.
Yeah.
Eventually, the middle of the CD starts just cracking, and it no longer works.
Oh, here's what's low key weird about VHS. How does the audio work? Right? We get how the video works. It's the little tape. But how do they get the audio off the little tape?
This is something they figured out in the early 80s, dude.
Well,
Oh, here we
how
go.
do they do it?
The tape is wrapped around the head drum using a little more than 180 degrees of the drum, while one of the heads on the spinning drum records one field of video onto tape. The other one in one diagonally oriented track, tape passes across the audio and control head, which records control track with linear audio track. So there's two different tracks.
Okay, so a video track and an audio track.
It's like a 2-track, like those old tapes that were 8 tracks.
Do they actually burn images into the VHS, or is it more like information that they burn into it? Because like for the audio, it's information that they're burning into it. It's not a visual signal, right?
Here we go. Audio is recorded in a straightforward manner, like the simpler cassette tape recordings. It's like a cassette tape.
But with video?
Well, it's separate.
How do they encode the video on a VHS?
This is a question for Sony.
That's a question for ChatGPT.
It would
You're the film guy, Lidge.
ChatGPT doesn't know shit. Okay, I saw a ChatGPT search thing that said that Venruki or Zillia's real name was Elliot Venzel. You know, Zillia's name is not Elliot Venzel. Elliot Venzel's Venruki. These are World of Warcraft players.
I can look him up. I'll try ChatGPT new one. Let's see if he knows who Zillia is. Who is Zilea? Who is Zillia?
Yes.
Who is Zillia? It says, okay, here it goes. Zillion is a champion.
Not Zillion.
Online game. That's what it says. I know. I put in Zillia.
It's like you misspelled it. We knew what you were searching for.
Told me Zillion. Yep. So it doesn't know who Zillia is.
All right.
That might be our litmus test to where we know it's truly sentient.
Can you explain
and knows who Zillia is?
Bill, what is a hallucination when it comes to AI, and why do they call it that?
Oh, I've never heard of that. I thought you meant like a hallucination.
Like, okay, on NPR when I'm driving, there's ads for AI, and they say it's hallucination free. What does that mean?
Oh, I honestly have never heard that. Hallucination AI. That's not the one. It's the second link that you click.
It made me wonder because I think about the AI technology and how they can't actually have like its own reality where it's synchronizing to our reality. Because all the information that it's given, it's kind of like in its own system where its reality is completely separate from anything that we know. So that's kind of like, I don't know if that like is related, but
it kind of says what this IBM article says: perceives patterns or objects that are non-existent or imperceptible to human observers, creating outputs that are nonsensical or altogether inaccurate.
Dude, I think that the one thing that proves that AI fucking sucks is how many job postings there are for data annotation, which is essentially just a job that corrects AI results.
Oh.
So if every single result needs to be corrected by a human person, is it really AI?
You're training the model. Because you put data into an AI model, and then it still needs to be fine-tuned, and that's essentially what they're doing.
It's still learning. It's a learning progress.
So it's like not really an AI then.
Well, it takes time to it takes you have to iterate. Like out of the box, you won't have a good AI. You have to.
When do you expect us to have a good AI?
What's that?
When do you expect us to not have to continue training the AI?
That's just how it functions.
Probably ever, yeah, forever.
Until
they kill us.
If you always need human input to correct AI, doesn't that mean the AI fucking sucks?
It's way better than it was a couple years ago, and that's for sure.
Yeah,
There
the
was basically
progression on
nothing
it is
even.
insane, relatively.
There was nothing at a consumer level that was usable a couple years ago.
Now
That
they're
was like
starting to
mainstream.
implement the job replacements and shit like that. So
This is what I think of when I think of AI.
AI Will Smith eating spaghetti pasta.
Yeah, like why does it look so bad?
it's because they're just taking images of Will Smith and laying it over a video and
To-
like trying to track the other video and display that image over that.
I don't think a
motion.
single frame in this video is a picture of Will Smith.
It's a compilation of images, probably.
This
He's got
like
co-fouls.
individual
I can tell.
individual frames, man. None of these frames are Will Smith.
Looks like he's got no teeth.
Why does he look like that?
Will
That's pretty
Smith
great.
spaghetti
That's not what he
ASMR
looks like.
Win.
But
They're
like,
working on it, man. They're working on it.
it's
It's coming.
I'm making a conscious decision to not give a shit until it's actually good. It's like at the end of the day, it's just going to be like the only use of AI is like if you're good at doing a prompt, right? That's what you actually need to be good at.
It is. That's
Yeah,
very
I need
true.
to learn how to do the prompt
Knowing how to
stuff.
prompt the AI. Dude, I'm feeding AI all of the transcripts for the pod.
Which is going to do nothing. But
No, it's giving me a lot of insights into who our target audience is, what types of things we should talk about. You can ask it tons of questions. Once it knows about us and our pod, it'll tell me stuff that I can't think of, because I'm kind of an idiot.
won't it only show you stuff that we already thought of?
What?
Like, you're using stuff that we already said.
Well, you could use it to, like, it's like categories. So it said, like, talk about 2000s nostalgia more. That's something that your core
I don't
audience would
think we
like.
needed the AI to tell us that.
But that's a good insight to have, that it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like, lean into that.
It's another
like
resource. It couldn't hurt, Yeah, it's
back
like
when-
going off of related topics. It's kind of nice.
yeah, you can build it out to do other stuff. What I'm thinking is actually, I need to feed AI, teach AI which one of it is me, and then make an AI for the Discord that can respond to people who talk to me, and it will be like what I would say.
This is already a
I don't
thing,
even need to
dude.
be there.
This is a thing I saw on Twitch recently.
Yeah, they have Twitch or they have like plugins for AI on Twitch that are actually pretty decent.
AI Jesus, dude. I was watching that all day.
What?
That's a Twitch thing.
Is there Jesus on Twitch Lover?
They do like the video and audio based on like Bible quotes and shit. They did like different integrations of it, iterations, whatever. It was
AI
really,
Jesus.
really funny.
All right. I don't see a use for it yet. To me, right now, it's just like an advanced Googling machine.
You'll
Kinda-
get there.
Kind of. I've used
Your mind is closed.
my
bitch.
Gemini. Gemini is not quite ChatGPT, but it's still. But do you think ChatGPT is like far ahead of Gemini and what's Facebook's called, like Libra or something? Or
I haven't really used the other ones. I've used some other free tools for AI and a handful of like large language models, but I think ChatGPT is probably the front runner still, as far as a large language model, sort of a chatbot.
does it bother you at all that the entire thing is based on theft?
No,
That's
I
the
feel like
internet. That's
the way I
all
feel
of
about
like
it,
humanity.
it's almost like a utility. You know how everyone gets electricity, everyone inputs data into the AI, you all benefit back from the AI. It's sort of like like the internet. How the internet has always been a private model, but it's kind of a utility, and we're kind of realizing it's a utility. It's like that. AI is a utility that we all kind of help feed.
You need
How
it.
Google
Do you
kind
think-
of is a
us.
utility.
Do you think people should have the right to not feed the AI?
I would say
If you're using the
yes.
internet, I mean, you're open to that currently. So
Right. If you are off, well, if you're in public, honestly, because you're going to get video of you, you're going to be
Yeah.
probably part of some kind of an AI model just by being in public.
they have records of that shit going on. There's companies dedicated to setting up their own cameras to videotape people's
Jesus.
interactions to post it on the AI shit. Very cool.
I saw that it takes like 9
Very cool.
clicks to like get Facebook to not use your data for AI. That's too like they're just expecting no
Yeah.
one to do it.
And you got to deep dive too into all the other things that Facebook's affiliated with.
I think
you
it's
know,
just
'cause
really
they'll
bad
probably
that
all be on the same model.
it's bad that everything defaults to opt in. It's like
Yeah.
opt out should be the default, but then if it was, no one would ever opt in.
Yeah.
Scammed.
AI,
Forced to be scammed.
AI is a scam, man. Right now, anyway. Eventually, it'll be pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is public AI. What about, privatized?
All that shit they made the opening sequence to Secret
Shit,
Invasion with, man.
dog.
Ugh.
There's
I don't know what
definitely
that
some
is.
really dirty private AIs out there that the public does not want to know about. And
There's a lot of tech like that.
it's just a certainty.
They need to pass some
Yeah.
laws, I think, with regard to that.
Well, it's kind of impossible because you can set up stuff on a private server where it's just not connected to the internet, and you have a
No.
private model that you can pass around other ways.
That's the dark web, though. Like you can't
Yeah.
regulate the dark web anyway, but like the regular internet,
Right, the
We
regular
have the
internet.
light web AI, the dark web AI. Fuck.
I made a conscious choice back in like 2009 to never go on the dark web. Okay, like I fully know how to get on there with the Tor browser. I'm not doing it.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. We're gonna
Gotta
have
look back.
AI chips that you put in your pet, and then they're gonna speak English. Then we know what they want.
It'll just be
Yeah,
like a
we
dog
have
saying
apps for
hungry,
human
hungry, hungry,
language.
or walk me, and it's over and over again. Like, you need that.
Perfect.
Yeah, people are gonna put AI in their 1-year-old that can't talk yet.
There we go.
Okay.
In the womb, dude. Just
Better
like
parenting that way.
little needles in the pregnant stomach into the baby, and then you just hear what it says. It's like, God hasn't reached me yet. I have no soul.
Terrence Howard. Yeah.
God. All right, that's enough.
All right.
He's
This
had
was
Episode 10.
episode 10.
We're 10 episodes in. That's amazing.
Damn.
We haven't skipped a
That's
week
a big
yet.
landmark.
I can't believe we haven't skipped a week yet.
We're committed to
coming up.
you, the fans.
Yeah, we're finally getting in the YouTube algorithm, so maybe stuff's gonna pop off, but still need
And-
people to share.
If you listened this far, just comment, like, subscribe, do all the stuff. It helps us out. If you listen this far, make sure you're doing those things because you are part of this community. Discord's coming soon. So you could post your memes and we could look at them and maybe put a fire emoji or a 100 or a fist bump emoji. That's pretty cool, eh? Yeah, we're millennials, so
Ain't loose.
trying to be cool still. We're almost on the way out. We're really almost on the way out, of being cool. So we're trying to hang on here. Dap up my homies.
All right, thanks for watching.
Later.